What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marissa Jung and I'm a personal trainer and online fitness coach. And this is little Mickey. So I kind of wanted to come on here and share a little bit. Originally, I really wanted to start my YouTube channel to really document my prep series, which I was hoping to have a little bit later this year. However, plans change, and when I checked in with my coach last week, everything was going really well, but she did say that we needed to create a little bit more shape on my current physique, as well as refine just a few adjustments. So I'm actually not going to be competing this year, which I had some time to think about it, and honestly, like, I am actually happy that I'm going to be spending more time in an off season and developing more muscle, because for those that don't know, I actually had a pretty severe ankle break the middle of last summer of 2021, and I had to have surgery on it to get pins and plates put in my ankle to basically reconstruct it and make sure that it's healing correctly. And my goal is to always have really like nice muscular legs. I just think they look really, really nice on females. And I've always really wanted to build up my legs, and I was actually beginning to start to really like do that before my ankle happened. So this is actually a really good opportunity for me to continue growing and get my physique where I want it to be as well, prior to starting prep, because I just realized, like, even looking at my check-in photos from week to week, my legs muscle-wise are just not where I really want them to be. I want them to get bigger, and I do want to put more mass on them. So this actually is a really good opportunity for me to do that and continue my off season to grow. I know a couple of my teammates that competed this year had said that they wish that they had spent a little bit more time in their off season either growing their hamstrings or their glutes. So that really allows me an opportunity to really put in the work and do that. So shifting gears, I had a talk with one of my girlfriends, and I realized going through YouTube and looking at bodybuilding or bodybuilders as a whole, there's a lot of content on prep, on peak weeks, and because that's all the really exciting things. But I didn't really see a lot of documentation or a lot of different kind of scopes on the off season, and that's something that I really wanted to share. It's something that I really, wanted to bring to my channel, because it isn't all about, prep and the show day and everything, and it's a really, really cool experience to watch it all come together, like it does on show day. But off season is a really, really unique opportunity, because that's where you really, really get to grow as an athlete, as an individual. Physically, mentally, you really get to push yourself, and I really thrive off of that. So I really decided that I wanted to take you guys through my off season this year, and really just kind of take you along for the journey. Starting my fitness journey, I grew up playing softball, and I played for about 15 plus years. I did play competitively. I played on travel ball. I played in high school. And I always really wanted to be very, I wanted to continue my fitness journey, and I didn't really know what that looked like or where it started, especially out of high school. I did try to play in some softball co-ed leagues, but I just didn't, it wasn't the same competitiveness. There's actually like quite a few differences. They pitch in an arc and they do slow pitch, where I'm used to playing fast pitch. And the timing and the speed of the hitting the ball and batting is actually, it's kind of throws you off, I'm not gonna lie. But I really wanted to get back into working out, because I realized like that is the kind of stuff that really does drive me. It fills my heart, fills my cup with what makes me happy. And so I was talking to one of my girlfriends about it the other day, and just all the stuff that we used to do prior to really having any knowledge or being certified and having the experience of what works for you and what doesn't. And there's so many things that I wish that people had told me from the beginning, at the beginning of my fitness journey, that I could have followed along, because I felt like it could have cut a lot of time in half. And so I really wanted to use this opportunity in the channel to kind of just take you along my off season, my fitness journey, and also share just like tips and things that I have learned along the way or through experience that could help you, for some of you that are just starting out on your fitness journey. It is such a nice day out. I am just sat down to take a break really quick. I'm about halfway through my walk. I have to say it's very nice out today. It is clear and blue skies and 75 degrees here in California, and I am very lucky to live where I do. It's really honestly really nice for me personally just to kind of get outside of the gym and outside of work, where I can get some steps in outside and just kind of like really enjoy and, I don't know, just disconnect for a little bit from social media, taking a second for myself. And it also allows me just like a chance to get more steps in, so I'm not trying to hit them at the end of the day at the gym. I've been trying to be more proactive about that. So I figured since I had stopped and taken a quick break that I would share my first fitness tip with you guys. The first fitness tip that I have is don't base your progress or your worth on the number that shows up on the scale. I know this has been talked about a lot more recently, and there's definitely more emphasis and attention that's been drawn to it, but really you should only be weighing yourself about once at the same time every single week. And you're really just using it for data. You're not using it for anything really other than that. There are so many other like copious amounts of ways that you can determine whether you're making progress in your own fitness journey or not, by the way that your clothes are fitting, just how you're feeling, energy wise, if you're sleeping better. There are so many, and what appears on the scale is such a small factor in the big scheme of things. And just for an example, I can tell you, like, I started my bodybuilding journey literally January 1st of 2022. So we just hit 5 full months into my fitness journey, and I weigh 10 more pounds now than I did when I started in January, which I only use that really when I check in with my coach once a week and as for some biofeedback. Other than that, I really don't pay any attention to it. I look at the way I feel, or like kind of determine it off the way that I feel, on how my clothes fit, on if I'm sleeping better, if I have more energy. I don't, like I said, I use the number on the scale as a very small portion. And I know a lot of people, or I've encountered a lot of people that have, you know, felt like they're getting discouraged, or they feel like they're failing because the number on the scale is either going up or it's not really budging. It's just kind of staying where it's at. But I just wanted to remind you guys, like, there is a difference between weight loss and fat loss. Weight loss is just literally you're expending more calories or more energy than you're consuming. Fat loss is actual fat percentage on your body that you are losing. So you can still weigh the same amount, but look completely different, and your body composition can look completely different. So I just wanted to remind you that, because that's something I also have to remind myself from time to time, that, you know, my progress is not based on the scale. I look at other surrounding factors outside of that to determine that. And also, I never really used to do this for myself personally, not even like really when I became a personal trainer. I just started doing it more recently in the last couple years. But take your progress pictures, and I say that very adamantly because I was thinking today, like, I weighed 10 more pounds than I did in January, but my body looks completely different. My body composition is completely different. So don't forget that the number on the scale is literally just a number, and it's just for data. There is this black ladybug that is just creeping along the bench. Is that bad luck? Okay, and we're about to go get a lift in, so I need to eat my pre-workout meal. I like to keep it super simple since I don't have a lot of time in between my 9 to 5 and going to the gym. So I just did chicken, jasmine rice, soy sauce, and I need a little bit of fat, so I put some olive oil in there. I can never go back to the bottom, selling drugs that they know when the cops come. Sorry if this is like a bad angle. The sun's in like a really weird spot right now, but we just got to the gym. I am currently sitting in the car trying to hype myself up because I'm having one of those days I'm really just dragging to get to the gym. I have no idea why. I've been really focused in my lift, kind of gotten like my momentum back, and so I'm not really sure why I'm feeling this way, but I thought since I'm just kind of
taking my sweet time right now, that I would drop tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be it's not what you move, but it's how you move it. When you go to lift, you obviously want to make sure that you're moving and you have the right intention behind the movement, that you're moving the weight to work the specific muscle group that you are intending to work. You know, I know it's easy, especially going into the gym and you see people lifting huge or large amounts of weight, and it gets really inspiring and really encouraging to want to be able to step up and lift heavy weight as well. But you also want to make sure that the current weight that you're moving and currently using at the moment in that specific movement, that you're moving it correctly and with the right intent. I think I really do focus in, when I'm doing a barbell row, I really do focus on, you know, driving back with my elbows, not so much pulling, but driving back. I'm really focusing on pulling down and squeezing at the bottom with my scapula for the lat pull down. I'm really like, you really want to kind of like mentalize it for that mind muscle connection. And of course you obviously want to implement progression overload, because that's how we grow. But I want you guys to remember, if you're doing a movement and you're more like ego lifting and you're just trying to lift it to lift a big weight, you know, you're also putting yourself at a like risk for injury if you're not doing the movement correctly. And you know, you're going in and you're doing that movement for a specific reason. There's a specific goal behind it. So you really want to make sure that you're nailing down and getting the movement right with the current weight before stepping up and choosing progression overload. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that I have been sitting in the car for enough time. Let's go get this lift.
What is up, everybody? It is the next day. It is Friday's Eve. Today is June 2nd, Thursday, and I just got home from my 9 to 5, and Mac wants to play. I don't know if you can see him. He's running around he has like a little bowling ball. Give me, Vicky. Oh, he dropped it. Say hi. Say hi. He's looking for it. Okay, so, also I realized I always, like, every time I come on here and show my face, I'm always literally wearing, like, workout clothes or big t-shirts, and quite frankly, I work in business clothes all day, so by the time I get home, I literally just want to be in comfortable clothes, so I'm sorry if I look like a hot mess. But today is a rest day. I have new low macros for my rest day, which I honestly was like I'm like low-key like nervous but super excited for. I feel like they got lowered a little bit, and it's really not low by any means, so don't get me wrong, but it's lower than anything I've had in the last few years. So I was like low-key a little bit nervous, but I also, there's like a tiny little sick part of me that likes the suffer of it, because I feel like you're improving, you're getting better, things are changing, it's all coming together. So I'm not going to, I still have to hit my steps, and then I also have a cardio session I need to do a little bit later today. But I thought, since today is a rest day, I thought it'd be really cool to I do need to go grocery shopping. I don't have like a full haul I'm going to do. But I do need to grab some things just to kind of get me through the weekend, like some proteins and a little bit of carb sources and stuff like that. So I'll probably take you guys with me to the grocery store. And Mac, he just doesn't give up. I don't know if you can see him. When he gets set on something, he wants to play. It's actually kind of cute, but annoying. But cute, because he always comes in when he's determined. He'll like keep pushing the toy on me to play with him, because he's like not giving up like he's doing right now. My third tip that I wanted to share with you guys is to be proactive about your protocols. And what I mean by that is, if you have a plan that you're sticking to, and I'm not talking about like the lifts or working out or anything like that, because you do want to make sure that you're taking ample recovery time to get your body back to a good place in order to lift or work out again. But I mean, for example, like I have 10,000 steps I have to hit a day. I also am supposed to be drinking roughly between a gallon to a gallon and a half of water every day. And when I first started my protocols with my coach, I definitely found out I wasn't drinking enough water. And also, I wasn't walking nearly as much as I thought I was going to. So I have been trying to be more proactive, and I have been more proactive since I've started with my coach about different ways to get that in. I was spending a lot of time. I'm already spending like a decent amount of time at the gym, because of my lifts, and they just require, they require a little bit more time. I'm more focused, and I'm bringing more intensity than I was prior to being with my coach. But I was noticing I was there for like, kind of like it was starting to get a little out of hand how long I was at the gym, where they literally were closing. My gym closes at 10 p.m. and they were closing, and I was still trying to get steps in. So I have now made like a new routine to still be proactive about my protocol. So I chug a bunch of water in the morning to kind of get that out of the way, and that does help a lot. But usually between the time I wake up to right about like a little bit after I eat like my morning breakfast or snack, that I'm basically chugging water the whole time. And then also for my steps, especially because I realized that like I was definitely not walking as much as I thought I was. I have a routine, and I know this sounds really weird, but it literally, like, we have a kitchen that's across our building that's part of our office. So every time that I need to go get something, I make it efficient, so I'm not constantly walking back and forth, but I do kind of push myself to continue walking back to the kitchen and then back to my desk, and walking back to the kitchen, walking back to my desk. That way I'm just not sitting stagnant the entire day, because I do work a desk job. And I'm not sitting stagnant the entire day. The other thing is that I'm actually taking Mac for walks right when I get home, because for some reason, and I don't know if any of you can relate, but for some reason it's really, really hard for me, like, not to actually be at the gym and work out, because that makes my heart so full and I thrive off that. But physically coming home from a 9 to 5, like, I cannot sit down. If I sit down before going to the gym, it's a struggle to get to the gym. I'll still make it, but it's a struggle. I just started getting really unmotivated, so I'm trying to be more proactive in how I'm spending my time. And that way I'm not kind of like in that mental space as well, where I'm like, oh, the gym, and you're just kind of dreading it. I'm trying to stay as positive and keep going with it as I can. So I do come home and I take Mac for about a 25-30 minute walk, and then I eat my pre-workout meal, and then I kind of chill, and I'll do a little bit of client work or do a little bit of editing, and then I will take my pre-workout and go straight to the gym. And that way I already have the walk that I specifically take. I do the same walk, which I know some people think is really boring, but it's roughly about like 3,500 to 4,000 steps. So it actually knocks out a big portion, and normally by the end of my workday from my 9 to 5, I usually am right about 4,000. So it really only leaves me, usually 4,000 or 5,000, I should say. So it really only leaves me like roughly about 3,000 to finish at the gym, which between walking around and just kind of going back and forth between the equipment and the machines and everything like that, it's pretty easy for me to hit. And that way I'm not spending extra time after my workout to try and finish all of my protocols. So definitely stay proactive and stay on top. It doesn't need to be anything major. Like I said, I literally was taking Mac for a walk, and I kind of made that into my proactive routine, where I'm getting my steps in, but I'm also taking the dog for a walk and helping him be healthy and get his energy out for the day. Okay, and for the grocery store gym fit, we have just an oversized tee and some Nike. They're actually really old, but they're like Nike lounge leggings that I'm wearing. I still love her to this day. I don't care what anybody says, but I used to be super obsessed with Cardi B when she first came out. I just love that she was unapologetically herself, and she didn't care what anybody thought or said about her. At the end of the day, she was still gonna do her. So one of my girlfriends actually got me this shirt for my birthday that says Cardi B taught me, and I literally still to this day love it. I don't care what anybody says, and then I put my hair up in a bun because, as all the ladies know, I don't know what it is, but it's usually right about the time you're like about to get your hair done, but it's just like, I cannot style it anymore. It's like too long. It starts getting stringy. Like, it doesn't style well. So, I actually have been wearing my hair up in a bun for like the last 4 days, but we cute. All right, guys, and we just pulled up to the motherland, aka Ralph's. So before I step in there, I'm just gonna go grab a couple things, like I said, for the weekend to just get me through the rest of the week and get me through the weekend to stay on track and with, you know, following my own nutrition. Which brings me to my next tip, which is tip number 4, and that is don't overcompensate. Don't think because you went out and you had dessert with dinner, or maybe you went out to dinner, or you know, spent some time with your girlfriends having drinks and catching up who you haven't seen in a while,
I don't want you to overthink it and think, oh my God, I splurged, so I need to go to the gym and I need to do an hour of cardio after my lift and do a crazy intense like workout with 10 different movements. I need to burn more calories than, you know, what I did yesterday. You don't need to make up for anything. Just stick, as soon as you have your moment of balance or, you know, your treat, just go right back and hop right back onto your nutrition plan. There's no need to punish yourself. Your body, especially if you hop right back into your nutrition right after, your body will actually level out back in a couple days. So you don't need to overdo it. Don't overcompensate it. Don't think you have to go to the gym 6 days this week because you ate out one night instead of 4. You know, it's important. Life is so short, and it's really important to go for those, you know, go for those drinks, spend time with those friends, make memories with your family, because that is what makes life what life is and what it's all about. And we are on the planet for such a short amount of time. You want to have a healthy balance, unless you're like in prep or you're getting ready for, you know, to compete and you have to get stage lean, which requires a much more strict regimen and routine. You know, there's nothing wrong with eating out. You know, I always give myself, like, I call it like a treat meal once a week, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't go the next day and spend hours at the gym. Like, I literally just hop right back onto my nutrition the very next meal and we're good to go from there. So don't overthink it. Don't punish yourself. You deserve to have fun too. All right, and we secured the goods.
Okay, so I just got a couple things for to hold me over. So I got some spring salad mix because my carbs did get cut this week with my check-in with my coach. Not a lot, but just slightly. So I'm making some adjustments. I also got these really cool, like, crispy onion. I think they're garlic pepper. Got these to put on as like salad toppings. I like to put broccoli in my salad, so I also got a thing of broccoli, some jasmine rice for my carb source. And then on the weekends, because I have a little bit more time, I'm not working my 9 to 5, I actually make like a breakfast, so I use egg whites, so I got some of those for the weekend. I did need some protein, so I got chicken breast tenders. I personally like using the tenders better. They're just easier to cook, and I throw them into my air fryer, and they're done really like in like 10 minutes. They're amazing. So I got those, and then I know it sounds weird, but I have a hard time hitting my fat sometimes. So I did get some beef, which is a little bit higher in fat than the chicken, and then also to get some healthy fats in, I got some avocados. It's called Fashion. I just realized all of my large hoodies are actually in the wash, so all I have are crops. But I'm gonna go for a walk really quick just to kind of finish out my steps. And that way I'll be done for the night. I am just walking my neighborhood right now, and we are just finishing out our steps for the day and kind of winding down, finishing editing and client work. I also just wanted to drop in my last and final tip for you guys, and it's really to prioritize recovery. I know that especially when you have goals that you want to meet, you want to get there as quickly as possible, but really your end result and where you want to get is going to take time. It's not something that is going to happen overnight or even in a couple weeks. Most of the results that people and clients want to see does take, a significant amount of time to get there. And your body, you're really going to kind of push back your end result or hinder your end result if you're not recovering enough. So make sure that you're drinking enough water, you're getting 8+ hours of sleep every night. I also have been incorporating stretching, dynamic stretching, as well as foam rolling. So make sure you're doing whatever you can, to help you, because that's only really going to help you in your progress along the way. Thank you guys so much for following along with my fitness journey. I'm very excited to be sharing this and having you guys here. Don't forget to drop a like and hit subscribe if you liked the video or you found it helpful in any way. And stay tuned for the next one.